I still can't get... Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that? It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk!
What are you?
Hevrekt35.
Hevrekt35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh goody, more riddles.
You think we
Like
can
it or
trust
not,
this thing?
it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this great spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrekt35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's great spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy, and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegus was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrekt35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegus has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
You can't see.
Who are they?
What?
Oh,
Are you a Renan?
the Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. But be quick.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrekt35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to around here.
Have you guys lived up here in Dig?
Can we talk to you for a...
Sure.
Do you know anything about...
If you mean the first...
It feels like our...
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
Oh, it's...
You both.
Well,
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against.
What are your thoughts, Alphen?
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Xion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Xion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Xion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right.
And we only know about the Thorn's connection thanks to Naori.
Hevrekt35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole... It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevrekt35 our answer.
Do you have your end?
We want to ask something. You're asking us to fight. You must have something up.
The great astral... Rather, it's will. Therefore, if you...
And how are we supposed to...
By using the Rena's... You will also need the... Using their powers.
Hold on.
Yeah, killing...
She was actually right all...
By my calculation...
What will happen to them?
Any matter contains...
So it really will kill.
This method is...
What are our other options?
There is little reason to...
We didn't...
This plan...
That's...
It is vital that... 300... We have reason to believe...
Which would make out...
That part, so long... That is without the...
No.
Wait, Naori said that the Ren... If so...
Well?
It is true that the...
Yes!
However, considering that...
What does that mean for...
Your starship...
Why you... Alphen?
Whatever we do, if you're fine letting that... We want to stop. If all you're...
Alphen.
What you say...
You'll agree?
I am an observer. I wish to...
But what are we supposed to...
It is likely that...
So our only...
According to my...
So right...
I have one more. What will happen to...
Without the...
So you're saying...
Likely.
Man.
Hevrekt35 fix our star.
Excellent.
But I want to make one... Remember that.
It matters... Repair work finished.
Man. Is it too much to ask for Hevrekt35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated...
Hey!
You sure you don't want to get some rest? Same as you. Still...
Remember when it was so simple? We were only...
Ages and ages ago.
If I hadn't run into you that day, I wouldn't have my memories back.
Hey, Alphen?
Yeah?
If we can't find the Rena's Alma, like Hevrekt35 said, I need you to promise me, Alphen. You'll use the Blazing Sword to destroy the Great Spirit.
Huh?
It's true the Blazing Sword may not have the strength of the Rena's Alma, but it's taken us this far.
You can't be serious.
Listen, we don't know what's going to happen when we face it. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay, but you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen, okay. So it's a promise?
Yeah.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because I...
No.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Our task is relatively straightforward.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right.
Then let's go, everybody.
Repairs on your starship are complete.
Is that you,
I can.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrekt35 a break.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship.
Warp drive?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait,
You'll need to be careful.
So, once
we gotta go all the way down just...
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit?
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it...
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well,
You heard the lady. Get
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her. Despite this, the two...
We exist because of...
You mean it is because... Why have you two...
It's hard to explain. All right, time to get back on the phone lights.
it would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
with nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.